All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, before I begin, giving all praises to
To
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh
Yahweh
Shai, Bahashem,
Ba'ashem,
Rakah,
Yahweh.
Dash. The honor go out to the apostles and elders, of great millstone, who and teach well. Shalom, wa barakim to you, brothers and sisters out there. The title of this lesson is Sanctification. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get, or sanctified, same thing. I'm going to get the definition of sanctification on Google, just a regular definition. It says the action of making or declaring something holy, the action or process of being freed from sin or purified. So basically, well, maybe I'll give me some synonyms, but basically it goes into being holy, being
Mm-hmm.
set apart. Yeah, in Christian theology, sanctification is a state of separation unto God, which is ultimately, the nation of Israel, but really the elect, above all, because there's an elect within the elect. Most of
Mm-hmm.
our, like we go into every day, every lesson. Most of our people are not holy as of right now. They're not following the ways of the Lord. They're following after the ways of the other 17 nations. So they're not sanctified right now. They want to remain in gross darkness. So they're going to stay there until they be destroyed. Isaiah 6 chapter. And that's so this message is always only for the elect, the brothers and sisters out there who actually want to tap into their power and not be a fucking dumbass.
Mm-hmm.
But if you got something to open up with, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I got two of them. Just to back up, what you were saying. Basically, going into how the Israelites are the ones that's sanctified, not no other nations. All right. So this is Exodus 31, and I'm gonna start at 12. It says, "And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak thou also unto the children of Israel, saying, Verily my Sabbaths ye shall keep, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that ye may know that I am the Lord that do sanctify you." So, just proving that the sanctified ones are the Israelites, not no other nations. Even in the New Testament, which you're gonna get some scriptures on, where you might see certain phrases talking about how what was that one precept I had? I'll pull it later. But basically, other nations can't be sanctified, only the Israelites. The other precept I had too was Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Reading on down says, "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth." And so we're the chosen people, and within the chosen people, you have the elect, all right, among the chosen, you know. Um, and you got something, brother. And actually, Salaki, I'm gonna read verse 9. It says, "Know therefore that the Lord thy power, he is the most high, or he is power, all right, the faithful power, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations." And that's what the elect are doing. We're rehearsing the righteous acts. We are remembering the covenant that our fathers had made with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and we're preparing for the new covenant that's going to happen very soon. All right. And we are commanded to keep his commandments, which the rest of our people are not doing because, yeah, they might be the chosen, they might be Yashar Allah, but they're not sanctified. All right. The elect are sanctified. You got something up?
Yeah, this is Amos chapter 3 and 1 to 2. Hear this word that Yahweh has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I
Mm-hmm.
will punish you for all your iniquities. So we're going
Yep.
into the sanctification, ultimately Israel, and specific, more specifically the elect. But it's important to understand that you don't get to have the benefit being an Israelite and just live like an everyday Joe Schmo. Yeah, I'm from the tribe of Judah. You keep going to work, smoking cigarettes, eating swine's flesh,
Mm-hmm.
doing whatever you want to do. Do as thou wilt. That's not how this thing works. When you find out you are a prince of God from the nation of Yasharala, there's a certain standard that is going to be, required from you, especially as a man. Because if you're a woman, that's a whole different ballpark. But as a man, there's a list of responsibilities, and a lot of our people don't like responsibility. A lot of our people want to be kings and shit, as they say, and gods on the earth. Spit that knowledge, God, but you don't want to actually have responsibilities. You just want to act like a goddamn kid. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're gonna understand and you're like, yeah, I'm holy. I'm from whatever tribe. I'm holy. I'm above the other nations. Act like it.
Mm-hmm.
You you need to have actions to back up. That you can't just, yeah, I'm holy. I'm a son of God. I'm an Israelite, and then that's it. Now you got to conduct yourself accordingly. An Israelite's not going to be proud. All right, an Israelite is not going to be out of order. An Israelite's not going to disobey the words of the Lord. There's a certain standard that has to be kept. It's not just you're sanctified and here, and the Lord is giving you all these promises for the kingdom of heaven, and all. You don't get all these benefits to just get the fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how this thing works. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why when you meet, especially you might meet other brothers in the truth, go to different camps. You see the spirit of the Lord upon them. They're the most humble, meek men on the planet. They have all this knowledge, but they don't boast in that. And then you got a dude out there with a do rag on, driving a Toyota Corolla right now, proud as hell, and he don't know shit. So it's a whole different vibration that the men of the Lord put out, which shows that they're really sanctified, whereas 2/3 here in America are not.
Mm-hmm.
They're Edomites with chocolate on them. That's all they really are, as of right now.
Yep. Yep. I got something for you. This is you got something else?
No, that was it.
Okay, this is Second Corinthians 5. Who are the Corinthians? These Corinthians are Israelites. Second Corinthians 5. No, yeah, Second Corinthians chapter 5, I'm starting 17. It says, therefore, if any man be in Mashiach, really the any man are Israelites that believe in Yahweh Shah. All right. It's not any other nation. Therefore, if any man be in Mashiach, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. So when the Lord sanctifies you, you become a new creature. And that's shown, you know. Um, for example, I don't want to use myself as an example, but many people I grew up with, when they see me today, oh man, something's different about you, blah blah blah. How you got all this knowledge? I'm like, it's not me, it's the Lord. It's the Lord that woke me up. Just like us. The Lord, the Spirit, is what quickens you. You know, so you change, cut the dreads off, grew my beard out. So you become a new creature. All right. You got some, guys that think they get disguise, themselves in the truth, but the Lord points you out. All right. So it says, anyway, and all things are of the Most High, who have reconciled us to Himself by Yahweh Shah Mashiach. I'm gonna get the word for reconcile. All right, real quick. Damn, did I spell that wrong? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me see. Yeah, reconcile. Reconcile. All right. It says reconcile, and it says restore friendly relations between. Right. And so the Lord is restoring us right back to Yahweh Shah. You know, which we've been sanctified. I'm gonna finish reading it out. It says, and all things are the Most High, who have reconciled us to Himself by Yahweh Shah Mashiach, and have given to us the ministry of reconciliation, and so we are preaching this gospel. You know, we've been reconciled back into Yahweh Shem Shai. Salakia had something pop up. So yeah, that's all I got with that one. You got something up?
Yes, hold on. I'm
All
trying to
right,
light the stage.
all right.
All right. This is Second Ezra chapter 9 and 21 and 22. And I saw and spared it greatly, and it kept me a grape of the cluster. And when you look it up, there's about 70 to 100 grapes in the cluster. The Lord picked one grape, which is saying necessarily just dealing with the whole world, but the nation of Israel. The elect is not a lot of people. It says, let the multitude perish then which was born in vain. Because when you go back to Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, it tells us that the whole duty of man is to fear the Lord and keep his commandments. So then you look at our people and you see most of them aren't doing that. And that's the whole point of the Israelite being created, is to serve the Most High. Well, you were born in vain. Vanity or vain going into worthlessness, there's no point, no value. So if you're an Israelite and you're out there doing whatever you want to do, you're not applying the discipline of Yahweh Shema Shai, keeping the laws and fearing him, praying to him. These niggas don't even think about the Lord, man,
Yep.
at all. All they care about is themselves. And they funky ass kid that's bugged out. So you're born in vain, and the Lord's going to destroy you. Because and I'm going to say this, and it's Salakia, but I'm going to vent partially here. It gets really old and tiring to make lessons all the time talking about the same thing, because you niggas are dumb as hell. Always having to talk about you stupid motherfuckers, man. Every single day, we bring out the same precepts, talk about the same things, and you still don't understand. We got to be the prophets of old, because we get vexed and our heart grows more and more cold for you people every day, and we realize why you need to die, because we constantly talk about the same things and you don't get it. You continue going down your wicked path, proud as hell, talking shit about the men of the Lord. You got no business talking shit about the men of the Lord. You're going to die for that. You got people out there talking shit about the apostles and elders like they're just some random dudes on the block. These are men of the Lord. Show some respect. You got people that claim to be in the truth that do that. Still calling us rapists. They ain't never touched no goddamn kid in my life, nigga. Anyways, verse 22, let the multitude perish then which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept and my plant, for a great labor have I made it perfect. So it's going into the sanctification of the elect, because the elect are a different, matter of fact, hold on. Well, I don't need to paraphrase. I actually know where this one is. It's Jeremiah 30 and 7, because that's why Jacob's trouble is coming. Because, yeah, of course, the other nations are going to get caught up in the plagues, but the Jacob's trouble is called that because you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans need your ass beat. All right, so Jeremiah 30 and 7, at last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Who is he? Drake? No, it's not Future. Damn sure ain't Young Thug. It's the elect of the nation of Israel. They're going to be saved out of it, right? Because the Lord promised that he wasn't going to destroy all Israel. There's a remnant that he's going to deliver. And Lord, when we're a part of that. But like brothers always talk about, we got a better chance than most of you people out here, because we're putting aside hours of our day to serve the Lord and to feed the flock. Meanwhile, you're rolling up another blunt. Meanwhile, you're loading up a Glock, getting ready to spin the block on your brothers, doing whatever the fuck you're doing. But you're not serving the Lord. So you're damn right. And that's not prideful to say that we got a better chance than you. Which really, too, if you deal with the scriptures, there is no chance. I got an 83% chance I'm of the elect. There ain't no fucking chance. Either you are or you aren't. And we have faith that we are, Lord willing. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we say Lord willing because we don't know him because we're not proud as hell.
Yep.
But the Lord is putting a lot of time, he said, with great labor. So he's putting a lot of time and effort into making sure that his men are set up and going through obstacles that are going to make them the best that they can possibly be. Whereas with the rest of you, you two-thirds, you catch the same type of hell, but you don't learn from it.
Mm-hmm.
All you try to do is cope. You don't actually look at it as an obstacle. Right as
Yep.
soon as you get a flat tire, a two-third trying to roll up and then go get some box.
Yep.
Whereas a man of the Lord is praying like, it sucked. Like the scriptures say, it's not joyful, but it's grievous to go through hell. But you learn from it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you look back a week ago, yeah, I went through that, but it helped. You know, it made me a more patient man. It taught me the importance of maintaining my temperance. So the men of the Lord are actually being built up through the Spirit through their chastisements. We get hit with that belt and we don't do it again.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I got something right here. This John 17. I'm gonna jump around a little bit, which is one of my favorite chapters. It's all in red. Every single last verse is in red. So this Yahweh Shah speaking. So this is John 17, and this goes into the sanctified ones. Let me see. I'm gonna start at verse Salakia. I'm gonna start at verse 6. The main point is on down a little bit that I want to get. So this is John 17 and verse 6. It says, I have manifest thy name unto the man which thou gavest me out of the world. You know, it says, thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word, which is going to the disciples. You know, they were the ones that were given unto Yahweh Shah, right, from Yahweh. And today, that's representing the elect. You know, really back then, that's representing the elect as well. But this is going into the elect. Only the elect, the sanctified ones, are going to keep the words of Yahweh Bashim Shah and perform them, which is, the commandments and so forth, teaching, right, believing, having faith. It says now they have known that all things whatsoever thou hast given me are of thee. It says, I have given them, so like, yeah, for I have given unto them the words which thou gavest me, and they have received them and have known surely that I came out from thee, and they have believed that thou didst send me. So ultimately, it goes into what? Faith, believing. I'm going to go down a little bit. It says, I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou gavest me, for they are thine. So the Lord, he don't pray for the whole world, which is ultimately going also to a whole nation of Israel. The Lord's only praying for the elect. The two-thirds, the Lord don't care about. They're going to be in the kingdom, and they're going to come right back through the nuts, all right? Because they're born in vain on this side. You're not serving Yahweh Shah. You're born in vain as an Israelite, all right? It says, and all mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I am glorified in them. I'm gonna jump down to the verse I wanted to get Salaki. I mean, really, this read the whole chapter. Verse 14, I believe that's what I wanted. On down to 17, Salaki. It says, I have given them thy word, and the world hath hated them because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. All right. It says, I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that they shouldest keep them from the evil. So we're here to this day, man. You know, and though some of us might face the evil, we'll still be protected, man. You know, we are the sanctified ones. Once you're sanctified, you can't become unsanctified, man. It says they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. And so, Lord will, we are the ones that are sanctified through this word, through this truth. You know, we were ordained for that. You got some up?
Yeah. Ephesians 1, I'm going to start at the top, down to verse 5. It says, Paul, an apostle of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, by the will of the Most High to the saints which are at Ephesus, and to the faithful in Mashiach Yahushai. Grace be to you and peace from Yahweh our Father and from the Lord Yahushai Mashiach. Blessed be Yahweh and Father, or well, I'll just read verbatim on that one. Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Yahushua Hamashiach, who hath blessed us with all spiritual blessings in heavenly places in Hamashiach, according as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, which goes into predestination, which is, essentially the Lord had, you don't get to make yourself part of the elect. And if you are of the elect, you don't get to, there's nothing you can do to get taken out of that, which is, it's a big thing to understand, but at the same time, I'm just gonna, say this: no member of the elect is going to think with that mindset. No matter what I do, I can't become a two-third. That's not an elect mindset, because the elect are going to walk in the fear of the Lord. Fear is the beginning of wisdom and knowledge. So we understand that if we continue on this path, however often we do, we're going to be delivered as part of the elect, even if we're martyrs, right? We're going to be delivered. Well, you know what I mean, not delivered in that sense, but we're going to receive our crown. But we're not walking around with a haughty mind. Well, if I'm of the elect, then it don't matter what I do. It don't matter if I do my videos. It don't matter if I don't fast. No, a member of the elect is going to walk humbly. He's going to have a penitent spirit. He's going to be sincerely doing whatever he can to make his calling and election sure. All right, just as everybody else did. Even Apostle Har had made a reference. He said, Apostle Paul, whoever he is back in reincarnation today, he got to push even harder. So it's not like, okay, so I'm here, so I ain't got to do no work. No, once if you really believe you're of the elect, you're gonna push yourself. You're gonna be on fire. You're gonna make sure that you're not having a proud mindset towards anything. Although, like, even in your daily affairs, we know that us having this knowledge puts us as high class, top tier men, but we're still not talking down on people. We carry ourselves just like everybody else. The prophets were never haughty. All right, that's an Edomite trait. That's not even supposed to be a trait of an Israelite at all. So this is verse 4, according as Ephesians 1 and 4, according as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love, having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by Yahushua and Mashiach to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will, to the praise of the glory of his grace, wherein he hath made us accepted in the beloved. So it's all predestinated at the end of the day. So the elect are truly the real sanctified ones. Just like how Esau Edom is predestined or preordained to be the wicked. That's what he was created to do. The elect were, the elect are the 7,000, that complete number that didn't bow to Baal, and they're going to do that. In this time period as well, they're not going to bow to the image of the beast. They're not going to receive the sea hip. They're going to continue to serve the Lord, even if death is in their face.
Because those men, they're not of the world. They're not of this world. They're not going to do the fashionable things like how the rest of the people do. I got this 2 Thessalonians 2, and basically this goes into the 2/3, but it also goes into the sanctified ones, the elect. So I'm gonna start right here, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 11, because this is what's happening as we speak, just like in times of old. It says, and for this cause, actually, I start right here, verse 11. It says, and for this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusions that they should believe a lie. The majority of our people, they believe a lie. They don't believe in the full doctrine of Yahweh Shah, different lies that are spread about, great millstone, you know. It says that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. So yeah, you even got Israelites that know that they're Israelites, but they have pleasure in unrighteousness. You know, teaching for filthy lucre's sake, selling breakdowns. You know, and also ultimately you took a bag from Esau too. You got a lot of that going on. You know, it says, but we going into the elect, but we are bound to give thanks always to God for you, brethren, beloved of the Lord, because the Most High had from the beginning chosen you to salvation through sanctification of the Spirit and belief for the truth. So you're one of those sanctified ones. You know, the Lord's going to have it on you to where you can identify what other camps is doing. You know, you're going to be able to identify the true doctrine that's being spoken of. You know, that's scriptural. You know, you're going to know the names of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You're going to have fear. You know, you're going to want to repent, you know, and do all that you can to please Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, you know. And so um I think I got two more verses. It says, whereunto Salaki, I can't read that. Whereunto he called you by our gospel to the obtaining of the glory of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach. So you were called, I mean, they're called, you were chosen. It says, therefore, brethren, stand fast and hold the traditions which ye have been taught. And we've been taught our tradition right back, you know, uh, like I says in Jeremiah, you know, down for the highest quality. But basically, we're going to discontinue from our heritage. Well, we have been taught, retaught the traditions of our people, you know, which is serving Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, so we have to stand fast in that. It says, and hold the traditions which we have been taught, whether by word or our epistles, and we've been taught by both, by the words, uh, you know, and the epistles that are written for our learning, you know. So that's all I want to give you that. You got something?
Yeah. Titus 1 and 7 to 10. I really got this for verse 10 because you mentioned those among circumcision, which
Mm-hmm.
really they be the worst. But verse 7, and these are certain traits that is required to be in the office of a bishop, but even outside of the office, this is traits that we need to desire to have within ourselves. So Titus 1 and 7, in which this goes into being sanctified. Like it really, there's more to it. I mean, the Lord, He made you holy, but once again, you're not just holy and you got this big aura around your head and you just floating around. It's the way that you walk, how
Mm-hmm.
you conduct yourself. That's what makes you sanctified and holy.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to notice when you read the Bible, there's a lot of faith, and it's all faith, but it's also works, actions, conductivity. Can't just pray to the Lord and then you step out the door and then you just be whoever you want to be. That's
Mm-hmm.
another thing that all of us have to understand that I was meditating on a few days ago. You may have a certain type of image or a type of person that you're trying to be in this ministry, but it's not your movie. So the Lord is molding you into who He wants you to be according to the talent that He's given you. It's not about what you want. The Lord is going to turn you into the person He wants. And you gotta flow through the spirit and allow that to happen. Don't fight that. You know, Titus 1 and 7. For a bishop must be blameless as a steward of God, not self-willed, not soon angry, not given to wine. So don't be a fucking drunk. There's nothing wrong with drinking, but if you're over here getting tossed every single night, every single lesson, you're off, man. It's not the type of spirit to be in. It's okay to drink in moderation. Some brothers, they may drink a little bit and then they, about to do a lesson, they're fine, had a couple sips or whatever, but nobody's getting faded. Nobody's relying on drink. Nobody's coping with drink. It's not what it's for.
Falling out and shit. You carrying to the car, carrying up to the bed. You don't know where you at. You know, all that shit. No, ain't no brothers doing that, man. You know.
This is, continuing on. No striker. So you're not supposed to. Carnal mind is enmity with the Most High. Romans 8:6. We're supposed to be peacemakers.
Yeah.
We're fishermen right now. Fishermen don't put the line out there and set their pole down and go and box somebody. You're supposed to
Mhm.
sit in the boat and just relax. You're supposed to be chilling right now. Now, when the time of hunting comes, that's when it comes. Ecclesiastes 3. You don't try to bring that out of season. It's not the time for that. The scriptures say, live peaceably with all men. If there's somebody out there that you can't live peaceably with, don't be around them.
Mhm.
Today is my day off, and the best decision I can say I made today is I told myself I'm staying at the crib. Because if I go outside, I'm going to see some dumbass shit that's going to piss me off. So why would I put myself in that situation? I'm just going to stay in my house so I don't have to see or hear no dumb shit that's going to piss me off and take my peace for today. And I'm just going to relax and tap into the spirit and just enjoy my day off. All right. So, verse 8, but a lover of hospitality, a lover of good men, sober, meaning sober minded, you know the times, you're paying attention to what's going on, just, holy, temperate, holding fast the faithful word as he had been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine both to exhort and to convince the gainsayers. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision. And the circumcision is those that know they're Israelites. So that's how you know when you, because back then it applied to literally, those that knew they were Jews, but now we know majority of people don't know they're Israelites. So when you come to this truth, you're part of the circumcision. That's when you become circumcised. So when it's saying, when you apply this to modern day times, those are the circumcision is these other camps that know they're Israelites, but they're not actually following the doctrine, not actually just men. They're wolves in sheep clothing. And those are the guys that you really got to watch out for.
Mhm.
That was all I had to do.
That's all I got to. Right?
All right. Well, Lord willing that this lesson was edifying. Before we close, giving all praises to
To your
Yahweh,
humble by
Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachah, Dash.
Dr. Doc.
Double honors go out to the apostles and elders who read Millstone. Shalom and above.
Shalom.